Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Friday night, which means it's alcohol-free night. And the beer we're going for tonight is a new one to me. It's from Kirkstall. It's this one. It is Virtuous. And Virtuous is their low alcohol IPA weighing in at 0.5% ABV. It's got the lovely peaceful doves on the front. You've got some hops on there. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the blurb on the can says the 0.5% version of our flagship beer Virtuous has the same great flavours of tropical fruit, pine and citrus from the hops that are Citra, Mosaic and Simcoe. I love all three hops there, particularly Mosaic. It's one of my favourites. And yeah, I'm hoping it's pretty good. I've not tried the regular Virtuous, but we shall see. We shall see what it's like. I picked this one up in Asda in Tunstall, as it happens. I was out there for an appointment. And yeah, popped into Asda on the way home to get some bits from tea and saw this and I thought I'll give it a try. So without further ado, we'll get it out into a glass and see just what we think of it, shall we? So we're going to pour into my AF Beer Club glass. And the pour is very pale, quite well carbonated. It was starting to get excited in the can. There we go. So we have a very pale straw coloured beer. Clear as bell, good carbonation, reasonable head on that. Let's have a whiff. Smells alright. It smells more tropical than citrusy. There is citrus behind it. And it's quite a sweet tropical. I'm looking for some dankness from Mosaic, but I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the resin. Yeah, a little hint of tropical, soft tropical, and a little touch of citrus. So it looks okay. Smells alright. See what it tastes like. Cheers. Body's reasonable, light to medium. Full carbonation. It's not gassy, but it's a full carbonation in the mouth. And the flavour is not bad. So let me revisit. That said, pine, citrus and tropical fruit. I'm definitely getting the soft tropical and a light citrus. The pine, I was kind of hoping for, but the hops are reasonable. There's a good malt behind it. And I see where they're coming from when they say pine. It's not in your face sticky resin. It's subtle. It's light. It works. It does. It's not going to be an in-your-face West Coast style levels of resin and sticky and orange, but it's not bad. The finish is sweeter, maltier. Well balanced though. There is a touch of bitterness, not massive and in your face. Just a tiny, subtle touch of bitterness, just to bring a bit of balance to it all. Yeah. So, it's time for the red pen of judgment and the board of joy, which currently looks like so. Nothing on it. Let's fill it in. And we'll revisit the pour, which I guess for someone who loves a darker beer, particularly an IPA, I like a suggestion of colour. And straw-coloured beers for me, it's a psychological thing. They tend to set off the alarm bells. I equate more colour with flavour. This one looks more like a lager in terms of the colour and the clarity and the visuals. It just screams. I know it's pale, but it just there's that's association in my head. I want more colour. It's not bad looking beer at all. It looks good. I just want more colour, so I'm not going to go too harsh. I'm going to give it the 0.75. Aroma is light, but it's okay. Like I say, you get the soft tropical fruit. And when I say soft tropical fruit, I'm talking hints of pineapple, subtle hints of stone fruits like mango, maybe hints of melon behind there as well. Not getting much in the way of dankness at all. Well, no dankness at all. And a soft, subtle, very subtle citrus. Super subtle. I like it. Again, I just want more. And I'm going to give it the 0.75. The body is fair. It's decent. Just under medium, full carbonation, which equates to a nice overall mouthfeel. Can't fault it. I'm giving it a point. And the taste, it promises tropical, pine and citrus. I do get more of the tropical. A subtle hint of the pine. The citrus is there, but the more I sip, the more it fades away. And I'm left with more of a creamy tropical kind of thing, which is no bad thing. It's no bad thing, but I like citrus as a hop. It brings some really nice flavours, but it's playing second fiddle to everything else in here. And again, I want more. I just want more. So I'm going to give it the 0.75 because it's well balanced, tasty, and not half bad at all. Now, the finish is a slightly different matter. On the finish, I want more hops, I want more bitterness, and I want more longevity. It's light on all three. For me, a good IPA, and I know it's a subjective thing, a good IPA should give me a bit of a punch on the back end. This one is void of punch. It's virtuous, if you will. It's not going to hit you in the face. It's a virtuous thing. But again, I just want a lot more hops, a lot more bitterness, and I want it to hang around for longer. That said, I like the maltiness, I like the balance. It's just not huge in your face IPA DNA flowing through that finish at all. For me, that is the weakest point of the beer, and I'm going to give it a 0.5. So what have we got? We got 1.5, 2, 3, and 3.75 out of 5 from me. So it can't have the full bonus points. We'll cross that one off for now. Would I buy it again? Possibly. It's not a bad beer. It's not a bad beer, so I'll put a question mark for possible. Yeah, it's just not great. It's just not hugely wonderful. It's more than acceptable. It's a good fridge filler. It's one that will be inoffensive to most palates. It just isn't going to set the world on fire in a good way. Value for money, I forget what I paid for this. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Again, I'll put a question mark on that one because I just can't remember. It was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today. Yeah, I'm sure it was 2 weeks ago today that I got that. And I can't remember. My memory's shocking nowadays. So, yeah. Kirkstall's Virtuous, 3.75 out of 5 from me. So there we go. It is a safe, decent tasting beer. It's going to be middle of the road, centrist if you will. Completely inoffensive, not going to upset anybody. It's going to appeal to many, and in fairness, that's what beer should do. It should appeal to many so they buy it and the brewers can stay in business. Good stuff. And we're going to leave it there and say, that's been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your likes, comments, dislikes, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I will see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.